on, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimble to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And today we got a treat for you on our review episode. We're going to be reviewing a Patreon pick from the Wheel of Destiny from listener Ryan. Today we're going to be reviewing Identity.
There was a storm.
There was an accident. We had
Very
an accident.
wet movie.
Yes.
And we couldn't get out because of the storm.
The roads were all flooded. I could use a room.
Ain't talking about the
In everyone's life, there are moments of extraordinary coincidence when strangers share a connection and accidents seem to have a purpose.
What happened at the motel? People started dying. And then their bodies, they disappeared.
Nobody in there.
That's not possible! We all saw what happened!
This doesn't make any sense.
I didn't kill my wife.
Maybe there's some connection between all of us.
Like what?
That's my wife.
My birthday next week.
I don't care.
Me too. Yeah.
Me three.
Me four.
Identity.
Oh, that was it.
That was it.
Identity.
Yes, Identity from 2003, directed by James Mangold, of all people.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that in a second. And if you can see on the video, if you're on YouTube right now watching us live, we have a fill-in for Tyler.
That's not Tyler.
Not 100% a fill-in.
Also a bearded fellow.
Yeah, but we have our old pal Ryan here. What's up, Ryan?
Hey guys, how are you?
Joseph, you want to go to our
Oh yes,
our commentary
Let me
here?
do this.
So what's up, Ryan? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, got a lot going on. Glad to be here and talking about some fun movies.
Yeah, well, put the mic right up to your mouth.
Right up
there.
It's like you're kissing it, but don't because
There you
it's
go.
Tyler's mic.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to
I need
mean?
to put it all the way over here. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, we've had you on the show before, but just not your physical.
Not in this capacity.
Yeah.
Physical being.
Yeah, definitely some upgrades around here. I sat down and there was a camera in my face. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. We're like, got you on the spot.
Yeah.
So you said you got a lot of stuff going on. What kind of stuff?
Oh, selling a house, moving, changing jobs, just a lot of life stuff. And I'm getting married.
Oh,
Getting
congratulations.
married.
Thank you.
Yes. For the people who don't know you, you're a longtime supporter of the show.
Yeah.
You've been with us since the beginning. We're friends in real life, obviously.
Yeah.
And I just invited a random ass fan to the house. But you are, give us your actual title, your professional title.
Sure. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist.
And you have a master's degree in that?
I do. Yeah.
You're a master of telling people their family's fucked up?
A master of family affairs.
Yep. There you go.
I like how professional that answer was.
Ryan is a staunch professional.
Very professional.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like we're on NPR with having a medical professional
Hey, there you go.
on here.
And come July, you'll be able to say you've had a doctor on the show.
No shit. You're going to get your doctorate?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
We had a pre-doctor on the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Pre-doctor. That's my favorite. Wait, if you're a pre-doctor, isn't that a nurse?
Something like that, but
Not all nurses are trying to be doctors.
Exactly.
Oh, I guess that's true. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Not a medical doctor.
Yeah.
So it's like for educational.
So when someone says, "Is there a doctor on the plane?" you'll just shut the fuck up.
Absolutely. Know my place.
Actually, if you need therapy, I'll
Lift his legs.
Tell me how do you feel? I'm dying. Oh, okay.
And do you think that's a good thing?
I know. Yeah, you're like, let's explore that a little bit. You said dying. Like, is that a literal thing?
Literally or more metaphorically?
Yeah. No, but it's really nice to have you on the show, and we're talking about your movie Identity.
Yeah.
Why was that your pick from The Wheel of Destiny?
It's just one of those movies that always kind of stuck with me. It is a kind of an older movie, but I think it's one of the first like thriller movies that I ever watched. I'm big on like thrillers and horror, and I think I've recommended quite a few horror movies already for the show. So I wanted to throw a thriller on there, and when I think of thriller, it's the one that pops up for me.
This is your go-to thriller?
Yeah, I think just because it was one of the first ones, and is like, I know it's not M. Night, but it's very, the twist, as I'm sure we'll discuss, is got a little bit of that M. Night twistiness to it that I enjoy.
The twist.
Yeah.
The twist.
What a twist.
Now, we didn't talk about this at all. Do you want to stay on for the majority of the show, or do you just want to do it for tell us about the movie and then you can go hang out with Brianna?
Yeah, probably that.
Okay.
Just 'cause I didn't prepare for like a full
That's
show
fine.
or
We
a
did-
camera in my face. Hi.
Yeah.
But it's
Hey,
cool.
you came up, your camera ready.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
I've never seen it before. Joseph's seen it before.
Yeah.
Tyler?
I have not. No.
Yeah, so now we're gonna get into it. What other movies have you had us watch?
Oh, I know that there's been a few now, but I know that I had you do Shawshank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Shawshank. Yeah,
I can't remember what
Forgot
else.
about
we
that
had your man give us 8 seconds.
You did 8 seconds because of John O. Yeah.
From John Boy.
Yeah.
Diamond J.
Yeah.
Diamond
Come on
John.
down to Diamond J Ranch. We got black labradoodles.
I had you do I, Tonya as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a Tanya.
Tanya.
That was another one that I did. I think there was a third one, but I can't remember.
I want to say so too. It's been 5 years. So.
Yeah.
And you've been with us since the beginning, so thank you.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, anything else specifically you wanted to say about Identity?
You
You
know,
enjoy it.
yeah.
Did you rewatch it recently?
I threw it on today just to prep for the show because I was like, I haven't seen this in a hot minute, and kind of like what you were saying, Tyler. It's like, damn, this whole movie is just a storm fest.
Yeah,
it's
it's just
raining the
wet.
whole time. Which
It's a very
I
wet
mean,
movie.
that's kind of the point. It's just like 90 minutes, really quick. Just a fun little ride. As a therapist now, looking at some of the themes, I'm like,
I was just gonna ask.
Definitely not that, but I think it's still fun for, especially like when I was a younger person, like when I was, like a kid, that was
Yeah.
just like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like such a great twist.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I did and then there were none, Agatha Christie, like that kind of stuff's lots of fun, and so just that idea of the whodunit is just like something that I've always really enjoyed, and so
Nice.
this is like a prototypical kind of whodunit, but then the because of the twist, it's like,
it's another layer to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
I feel like it's a double twist almost.
Yeah, kind of.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Now I know that you, as knowing you in real life, I know you've mentioned that you're not a movie repeater. You don't often watch movies again.
Right.
But this is a movie that you've seen?
This is a movie I've seen maybe 3 or 4 times.
Oh, wow.
Including today's watch, because
Okay.
I am not a big movie rewatcher, but I watched it when I was a kid, and then I probably revisited it in high school, and then I'm pretty sure I showed a friend or so when I was in college. So then this was, I think, the 4th time I'd seen it.
Ryan and Javier both. Javier does not rewatch movies.
Not often.
They'll go like 10 years between watches.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I think it's about time for that.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about how we thought about the movie. And Heather in the chat, she's one of our Patreon members.
Hi, Heather.
When she had us watch Kentucky Fried Movie, we had her call into the show. And everybody said their piece and talked about how much they liked the movie. And then as soon as she left, Tyler instantly started disparaging the movie. So
as you do.
So how'd you like the movie, Tyler?
Are we gonna do initial thoughts with Ryan?
Let's do that. Let's
do it.
let's
I
do
want to
initial
know.
thoughts.
I need to know.
So Tyler, lead us off with initial thoughts for Identity, 2003.
It certainly was a movie.
Glowing review.
I think I really like John Cusack, so I thought he really carried the movie. And Ray Liotta, I feel like, was a little bit underused. But other than that, I mean, it's okay. It's not bad, but I wouldn't put it in like a top tier thriller.
Could you imagine yourself rewatching this? Going on the rainy day list?
Yeah, no.
Don't think too hard.
I don't think I can see myself rewatching this willingly.
But if you're chained down and your eyes were peeled open like Clockwork Orange style,
yeah, or like if it was like some sort of Saw game type situation,
I guess I would watch.
You'd rather watch it than kill yourself.
Yeah, I'd probably. There we go. There's the parameters right there. I'd rather watch. What's it called? Identity.
Then be dead.
And then be dead. So, if I had to weigh the both options. But yeah, I like John Cusack as an actor, and I thought it definitely went into a direction that I really wasn't expecting, and a direction that I didn't want it to go in. But overall, it was entertaining.
Okay, cool. Joseph, why don't you give your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is like, I don't know, probably like my third or fourth time seeing it in my like life. I think the first time I watched it, it was a Blockbuster rental.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for sure. It gets that vibe.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And like, I remember being like, kind of like Ryan, like I was like blown away by like what was happening in the story as like I don't know, it came out in 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what, I was like 13 or something around that time when I actually watched it. So like my 13-year-old brain was like, I was like, I was aghast.
Yeah.
I was like it was taken aback, you know, by the reveal and the twist and like what it meant for the rest of the story. And like part of me was like still kind of confused, like as I didn't fully understand what was going on.
Sure.
And then like maybe the second watch, I was like, oh, okay, now I like it. And even without that, even if it was spoiler alert, even if it was all actually happening real, it's still like I felt like a pretty solid thriller, and it was like a fun ride to go on. And the rain, like watching it yesterday, it was like it rained, like the first fall rain of Sacramento, and it poured. It was fitting. It was a good movie to watch, especially like just coming out of the Halloween era. Even though it's not specifically like a spooky, creepy movie, it definitely has like an eerie feeling taking place all at night and in the rain. And they're trapped.
It's claustrophobic.
Trapped.
Yeah.
Heather mentioned it was a good Halloween watch, and I think you agreed with that.
Yeah.
It felt appropriate.
Yeah, good timing for it to get picked, for sure. This wouldn't be a good, like, mid-March.
It's hot outside. Let's watch Identity, nice and wet.
Good Independence Day movie.
Grill up some wieners, watch John Cusack go lose his fucking mind.
Yeah, it was. I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it this time around, even knowing where it was going. I still liked it a lot.
Nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so my first reactions on this were, I had no idea what the format was. I didn't know what the plot was at all. Just went in 100% blind. And as a lot of people do when you're watching a kind of a mystery type of movie, you're thinking, okay, who's the killer? And Brianna has a thing where she's very good at guessing insane twists.
Yeah.
And when I say very good, it's shocking sometimes. We watched Serenity, the Matthew McConaughey movie.
Yeah.
And fast forward ahead 30 seconds if you don't want that spoiled. But the end of that movie is that the entire thing was taking place in a video game that was coded by the child of the two main characters. They're like all this strife happening on a boat and this murder mystery and all this kind of shit. And it turns out it was their kid the whole time who was like putting this scenario into a video game. And fucking, she guessed that.
Yeah.
20 minutes into the movie, she's like, I bet this whole thing's a video game or some shit. And it's the kid. And I'm like,
what?
No, what? And I knew the twist. Someone told me the twist and I wanted to watch it and see what happened. And she fucking guessed it. She guessed it.
We watched that one here, actually.
Yeah.
I remember watching it with you guys.
And it just, I was like, this is ridiculous. And so I told her, I said, okay, you get one guess. You can't, no changing your story halfway through. You can't be like, oh, it's actually the whole time.
Yeah.
And she guessed the first twist. I guessed the second twist. So technically we were both right. So I was like, when I'm just going to go out and say it because this is, we have to spoil it to talk about the movie. So when John Cusack is revealed to essentially be what you're believed to be the killer, that was her guess. And I was like, oh man, kind of was hoping the kid did it. That was my guess.
Yeah.
Because he didn't say a fucking word the whole time. I was like, oh, it's the Rizzler out there killing. he's killing. He's got a taste for blood and Costco hot dogs. But so I thought it was effective because every 10 minutes I'm like, okay, maybe it was Gary Busey or Jake Busey. Okay, no. Maybe it was, what's his name?
John Hawkes?
Ray Liotta?
Ray Liotta, yeah. Maybe it is John C. McGinley. No, he got crushed by a truck. It's like every time a new person dies, I was like, oh, okay, well, now I'm kind of mapping my idea of what good. So I thought that the writing of it was good. In retrospect, once you get to the end of it, I'm curious if it really would hold up again for a second watch. I know it did for Joseph, but I've heard people ask for opinions on Twitter, and a lot of people were essentially like, yeah, once you know the twist, that kind of logic doesn't hold up a little bit. But I thought it was a really well acted movie. It was like this nice little chamber piece, kind of like a theater sort of experience, like a play, and all the characters there, and there's mystery afoot and what's going to happen. And the second that I thought it feels like a stage play, I was like, they can't go this way because the bridge is out. They can't go that way because
Stage right.
because of the flood. I'm like, oh, it's almost like Coherence, where they're stuck in this house and they go outside and it's this like nether world, and it almost kind of felt like that. So that's when I started thinking that maybe there was
There's just a rock in a void.
Yeah, that's like you pull back and it's the only thing in the middle of this desert, and you're like, how did all these people? I can understand like 1 or 2 people getting into a motel in the rain, but like 10 people and the dead guy in the freezer all together in one. I was like, okay, something's going on here. But yeah, really, really fun. I think that I'm surprised. I never even heard of this movie before.
Really?
So yeah, I was shocked when they put it on, and Joseph's like, yeah, it's a good movie, and like, I've never fucking heard of this movie before. Like,
because when I originally was talking to you about like picks, it was kind of like a secondary one. I think I had given you a couple other ones.
We already talked about a couple of them.
And then I was like, oh, what about this one? And when you had mentioned you hadn't seen it, I was like, oh, you need to go in blind, because I knew if you had like done any research and knew the twist, right? Like on a first watch and knowing the twist, I can see how that would like fall flat really hard.
Sure.
But not knowing it gives you that little bit of extra boost, for sure.
Yeah. Very enjoyable. Good pick though.
Yeah. And when you like calling it like referring to it like stage play, that's kind of how I look at it too. And, I do the theater. I like doing acting and stuff like that. One of the first shows that I did, I kind of mentioned was And Then There Were None. It's a murder mystery by Agatha Christie. They get stuck on an island and one by one they go down. And one of the things is like there's like a poem that like counts them down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 to the bottom. Yeah, exactly. And so definitely the influence is there on this movie, right? With the keys and the 10 and the 9, like seeing the rooms go down in numbers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Kind of connects back to that. So, having that connection, I think, also endears me to this movie for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, good pick, man. So anything you wanted to say, any messages you want to give to our audience, any recommendations for new movies that you saw recently?
Oh yeah, let me look, because definitely The Substance. I just watched it last night.
Yep.
It's a mind fuck. I have not felt so.
How did John like it?
Gross during a movie. John liked it. There were certain scenes where he very much just had to cover his entire face. So,
I was gonna say, he seems like he'd be turning away.
Yeah, he's a turner awayer. I embrace it and just go. Ugh.
Can't handle the goop.
It's fingernails. I have a thing with that. There's a fingernail scene.
Yep.
It's very short in that movie, thank God, because I've seen longer ones. But
that's what she said.
And then kind of like the horror theme for Halloween. It's kind of that time of year. I watched and John's my fiance for those who don't know. And so, John, Ryan, we're gay. Hi, hello. But
I'm gay.
I thought you just said that.
Oh, he played the I'm gay.
Yeah, I caught it. I was all like, really? Anyways.
I was like, wait, what?
But on Hulu, there's a movie right now. It's called Slay. And it's actually pretty damn funny. And it stars a bunch of drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. So if you know the show, it adds to that a little bit, I guess. But overall, it's just a campy, fun horror comedy romp. It very much just lays it on thick, like referring back to other horror movies. So
that's cool.
Definitely a fun watch if you haven't seen that one. And then I just recently watched Mr. Crockett. It's also on Hulu.
I watched that one. He's streamed
It's okay, but I mean, it's fun. It's different, but I liked it. I had a good time watching it.
It was gory for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
The opening sequence was very disgusting.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks like it'd be a kids horror movie, but sounds like it's not.
It's just the
for
kids TV show host.
Yeah. It's a good teenager movie. I can see like that being like a good show if you're like 15 and you're like, ooh, I got this scary movie, hang out on the couch with someone you like and put your arm around them kind of movie.
Yeah. Let's watch Mr. Crockett.
Yeah.
It's a porno. I mean, a horror movie.
Mr.
Thank
Crockett.
God not, because if that were the case, that movie would be a lot darker.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, Ryan, thanks for all the support over the years. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a Patreon supporter for all those years. I really appreciate it. And thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll be a cool ass yard duty again soon, I'm sure.
One day.
Yeah.
No pressure. We appreciate the support, but we don't expect it. So thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
All right. Do you want your spot back now, Tyler?
Yes, please.
Tyler looks so sad.
Sad boy
just
and-
sitting in that image.
We never get to see your pants. So you're actually wearing jeans today. I don't think I've ever seen you wear jeans, actually. Usually it's some sort of like...
He's wearing a kilt or something.
I don't wear kilts.
It's like black fabric pants, like punk pants.
Yeah.
With like a paper clip in them.
Yeah, it's like shredded up.
Yeah.
You can see his
that's-
milky white skin underneath. Or,
Yeah.
or the leggings you wear underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Of
Talk to you.
course. Yeah.
Later, buddy.
So long, Ryan.
All right, let's go to the 3-up.
And we're back.
How's it feel being back, Tyler?
Oh, yeah. This seat is soaking wet.
Soaking wet now.
Soaking wet.
So let's get into Identity 2003. The one thing I wanted to bring up that I thought was hilarious, not about the movie, but about the writing, is written by Michael Cooney, who's only directed 2 movies, Jack Frost and Jack Frost 2.
That's horror movies?
The horror movies. Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. Little on the nose for the name for my
He
taste.
did those before or after?
He did them before, and he never directed again. He switched to writing.
He's
at
a
that point.
writer.
He wrote both of those movies, directed them both, and then someone probably said, "You know what, Michael, maybe we just stick to the writing."
Yeah, stick to the pages.
Jack Frost was written really well.
Yeah,
I did enjoy Jack Frost. That was a fine movie.
That movie's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is actually really fun.
The voice that they have for the snowman is just insane.
He hasn't done a whole lot after Identity, though.
No, he wrote for.
He's just living off of that paycheck.
Jack Frost.
Yeah, he wrote for Jack Frost. He went into TV for the most part, but then the fact that it was James Mangold too.
I know, that was perplexing to me.
Yeah, before this, he did Copland, Girl Interrupted, Kate and Leopold, and then Identity. And then after that, he did Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash biopic.
Nice.
310 to Yuma, which we covered really early on the run of the show. Night and Day with Cameron Diaz and Tom Cruise. And then The Wolverine, and then Logan.
What an interesting set of movies.
Seriously. And then one of my favorites from the last 10 years,
and then
Ford v Ferrari.
And then the Bob Dylan biopic.
He's coming up. Yeah, the coming up one. He's also, A Complete Unknown. He's got another one, 2 in pre-production, Juliet and Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi.
Another Star Wars?
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
A story set 25,000 years before Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, as focuses
25,000 years.
Focuses on the idea of the discovery of the Force.
We're going even further back?
That's interesting.
It was already a long time ago.
Yeah. No, it's a really long time ago.
Yeah.
In a galaxy even farther away.
Yeah.
So did you guys guess the twist?
I
already had seen it.
Oh,
so
I didn't.
When you were a kid, did you guess the twist?
I was 13, so I didn't know.
I didn't attempt to guess the twist. But like you, Pete, I wanted the kid to be the ultimate killer in the end.
He is the ultimate killer.
At first, in the beginning of the movie, I was hoping the kid would die.
Okay.
I was really hoping he would die. And then after discovering that he did not die, I was hoping, I hope he's taking out all these adults.
Mm-hmm. Which he is.
Yeah, which he is. I mean, but it's not even a real scenario that they're in. Like that whole motel's. So this is what I was confused about, because towards the end of the movie, it's like the Dr. Octopus, he says
the power of the sun.
He says something along the lines of that all of the people in the motel were like his personalities.
Yeah.
But then it's also implied that situation actually did happen. So I was a little confused, okay, so what we're seeing,
does it imply that?
That's what I got. I got that there was at one point where John Cusack's character was actually killing those people, and that was a real scenario, which is why he's in the situation he's in right now.
He wasn't killing
before he was getting executed.
So
and then it was like, oh no, this is just a metaphor of you killing off your different personalities because you had multiple personality disorders.
Yes.
So I don't know. That's what kind of like what confused me.
He's got multiple personalities in his head.
So it's
right?
like so why is he like going to be executed then?
Because he killed.
So is it because of the motel situation?
No,
or?
because it's a separate situation in which we didn't see.
Okay.
We only see it in that short clip of the pictures of those dead people, and then whatever we hear from everybody else. That is like not the defense, but the offense.
Yeah, the prosecution.
the offense.
I mean, one would come to that conclusion if one's defending, one is offending, right?
The offender.
Exactly.
Yeah, that actor's name who plays him in real life, Pruitt Taylor Vince. He's the guy from Constantine, the priest that drinks himself to death.
Oh, yeah.
He's got those twitchy eyes, great twitchy eyes. I don't know how he does it or if it's involuntary.
Yeah, so like he's going to be executed because the state or whatever sees that he is the one who killed these people and it was enough that he deserves execution in their eyes, right? In the judge's eyes, in the sentencing. And then the defense, they're like, no, he's got DID. He's got multiple personalities. It wasn't his body was there and did the action of killing them. But his condition, one of his personalities did the killing, and they're trying to convince him that one is not there anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
so they're talking because when he's talking to the either the prosecutor or the defense or the doctor, whoever is talking to John Cusack, quote unquote John Cusack. He's actually talking to this guy, the bald guy.
Yeah, I got
Malcolm.
I got that.
But they're talking about in reference to the motel because John Cusack's character is in that motel.
Because
in
real life, diaries.
Yeah, in real life, the murders that they're talking about are not in the motel; they're somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's just obviously a fake scenario in his head that just represents how his personalities are mingling together.
Maybe I'm too dull in the head to have caught that point.
You know what I think? Like he has how many personalities? Like 12 or something.
Yeah,
at least 10.
10. Yeah.
It's like he's got all these personalities, and then you got Malcolm. It should have been called Malcolm in the Middle.
He's the middle personality.
Yeah.
Turns out that actor has a condition called nystagmus.
Edward nystagmus.
Yeah, which is basically just involuntary movement of a person's eyes.
Oh, that would be annoying.
God, you gotta be queasy all the time.
Yeah. I've had that happen to me where my eye just like twitches. It goes like that randomly.
It happens to me when I get the spins when I'm drunk. You lay down, try to go to sleep.
Oh,
you're
God.
like, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Sleep standing up, my guy.
Yeah. I thought this movie definitely kept me engaged. I think I really wish that the whole like motel scenario was actually real.
That's one of the biggest, I think, complaints about the movie is like when you get to the end and you find out what the twist is and you're like, oh, so none of it happened? Then why the fuck do I care about this movie?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh,
because I guess, I mean,
it didn't bother me too much.
You're latching onto this character. Like, he's going to get executed. Well, why do I care if he gets executed?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess kind of. It didn't bother me too much. I thought that this movie's more about the journey, as cliche as that sounds, because once you get to the end, you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess he got away with it.
Well, it's just like one of those endings, I think, where, it's like the killer's still alive, and it's like, it's not setting it for a sequel, but it just has that sort of grim ending that
so
like
the kid
other horror or thriller movies have.
So was he the kid the whole time then?
No, he wasn't the kid the whole time.
He goes in and out of the characters the whole time. But what they're saying is, in the motel scenario, which is happening inside the killer's Malcolm's brain, John Cusack is quote unquote the good guy. Yeah. He's one of the good personalities, and he killed every single person. Except for no way. I'm sorry. Who's the good guy? The girl, right? It's Amanda Peet's character.
John Cusack didn't kill anybody.
But that was what they're saying is like John Cusack. You're thinking it's Ray Liotta, and then Cusack kills Liotta, and there's actually a bit there where he's saying, "It wasn't me. I'm not the one that killed him." And they take the audio out of it. You can see Liotta's mouth moving. And then Cusack responds back, I know, because he's supposedly the killer. He turns on her at the end, right?
Who?
John Cusack.
He turns on who on the end?
The girl.
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't he?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but, well...
He gets killed by Ray Liotta. He gets shot in the stomach by Ray Liotta.
Oh, they
Yeah.
both
kill each
die.
other.
And then he kills him right then and there.
They both kill each other.
And then he dies from his wounds.
I think that's maybe I was from an alternate ending that I read about where they were going to have John Cusack be the killer, and he basically says, "I'm not the killer," and Cusack says, "I know." They took the audio out of that scene, but you can see their lips moving still.
Okay.
And then I guess he just dies, and Amanda Peet goes away with the kid.
They kind of kill each other, and then the kid gets taken. You don't see the kid anymore because the blonde girl takes him, and then the car blows up, and you don't see what happens.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So, and you assume that they're both dead, right?
Yeah, the kid, Heather says they thought the kid died in the car explosion. Yeah,
and then Amanda Peet is the only one that we see surviving.
Yeah, and that's basically what I was getting at. It was that in the prosecutor's mind, the bad personality got killed off in this scenario. So the only good one left is Amanda Peet, and she's good. So they're like, well, he can't go to jail because there's all the evil's dead in him. Michael Myers is dead. Evil dies tonight. And then, but in reality, the kid's there the whole time, and he's like, "You fucking thought."
Yeah,
kills her.
Whores don't get a second chance.
Yeah, that's it. I was. Oh yeah, I couldn't remember what the line was. Fuck.
Yeah. Overall, it's the movie confused me. But it wasn't. If the movie was actually like compelling enough for me to care, I would be a little bit more upset with myself for being as confused as I am. Actually, this is a question that I do want answered, though. Is that little kid real?
No, he's a personality.
None of those people are real.
So the kid that kills the girl in the end, that's
a personality that killed the last good he's the one bad personality that killed the last good personality.
Okay. I think I'm getting this movie now.
Yeah. Here we go. We got it.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah,
he just has his own story happening in his head with all these people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this movie then. It just I wish it was a little bit more superficial than having to make you think.
You're like, I didn't want homework for this.
I don't want to think when I'm watching a movie.
I know. I'm not getting paid. What do I get paid? I get paid to think.
I watch movies to escape, not to think.
Really? I was voted. What's the line? I was told to lead, not to read.
But this was a pretty star-studded cast.
It was
having Ray Liotta and John Cusack as the top bill, and then you have Justin. Is it Justin Busey?
Jake Busey.
Busey.
Alfred Molina.
Yeah, you have a lot of heavy hitters in this movie.
After he was Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the cast: John Cusack, Ray Liotta, Amanda Peet, John Hawkes, Alfred Molina, Clea Duvall, John C. McGinley, William Lee Scott, Jake Busey, Pruitt Taylor Vince, and Holmes Osborne. That's a person I saw before, but
Osborne.
I couldn't tell you what he was from.
Out am I?
And it was Donnie Darko. He was the guy. He was like the prosecutor itself.
Oh yeah.
He was the dad in Donnie Darko.
I think they revealed their hand too soon, story wise for the movie, a little too early on the movie.
Was it? It was all personalities.
Because you see the guy who actually is the guy.
Oh yeah,
when they're wheeling him in.
Yeah, once they wheel him in, you're like,
who's this guy?
Who's this guy? And then my theories about it being possible, alternate reality or in someone's head or something like that.
Yeah,
you're like, it's probably in that guy's head.
Yeah, I feel like they revealed too much a little too early. I think. I think they should have either kept that scene, but not shown his face.
Mm-hmm.
That way, because you see it's him sitting in that chair as John Cusack later talking to the prosecution. So it's almost like this is what happened after the motel. At least it would have kept our theories at bay.
Now, all that being said, Joseph and I were at a table read this morning for a project that I say that you're working on. I'm helping with it, even though I'm technically on the crew.
Mm-hmm.
And just rehearsing one scene that is kind of an impactful conversation between two characters, you're like, there's a lot of things to infer. There's a lot of ways to interpret the conversation and a lot of emotion that goes into just this one conversation. I can't even imagine trying to write this in a movie like this, in a way that has like no plot holes that people are not going to poke at and be like, oh, well, technically if that's in here, then that guy's in the other room. It's like, it's like writing it and then taking that super advanced script, dialogue heavy script, and putting it onto the screen in a way that was cohesive enough to like still fuck with your head and still be entertaining enough. It's like, that's a pretty big feat.
Yeah.
So I give it a pass for that. I got some interesting trivia. Several endings were filmed in order to shroud the real conclusion in secrecy. I don't know if that's from the crew, if they like filmed it so people wouldn't like blab on like media or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
All those movie forums back in 03.
I wonder what the like marketing was like for this movie coming out.
John Cusack, Ray Liotta in Identity.
Yeah, maybe.
Academy Award nominee, Ray Liotta. I don't know if he was Academy Award.
I don't know why that sounds so funny.
Alan Silvestri did the score, but he replaced the score by Angelo Badalamenti, which he'd already done before once in his career. He replaced a score for Shattered from 1991 that Angelo Badalamenti made.
He can't make a good score.
Alan Silvestri's cleanup crew,
I guess.
Oh man.
All right, Badalamenti, you're out of here.
Yeah, here's the bit about the dialogue. When John Cusack's character of Ed shoots Rhodes, played by Ray Liotta, at the end of the movie, you see Rhodes mouthing the words, "I didn't do this," and Ed replies, "I know." Neither of these lines are audible. They were muted because the director felt that would make it very obvious that Rhodes is not the killer, thus making the true climax less surprising. The naked businessman Paris tied to the bed at the beginning of the movie is one of Malcolm's identities also. He is also the agent Caroline Suzanne is speaking to on the phone. Yeah, he was written as the first identity in the movie to quote unquote die, but the scenes were taken, edited out of the movie.
Jeez, it's Ed up and down.
I know.
I mean,
crazy.
what about the guy in the freezer?
I don't know if that was an identity or not.
Was that maybe just thinking about it now, maybe that was Malcolm's original personality.
Oh, they killed off the one personality. And
they killed off his true self.
The Malcolm. Yeah.
That'd be interesting if he was.
It's Malcolm.
If it was
from
that same
floor
character.
to ceiling.
Yeah, it's Malcolm's all the way down. There was a slight tie to Paris, Texas.
Really?
Yeah, because the character's name, the Amanda Pete's character, is it Pete? Amanda Pete?
Yeah, it's Amanda Pete.
Okay, I always get her and Amanda, like Amy Smart, mixed up.
Oh, she's blonde.
Yeah, well, so Amanda Pete's character is Paris, Nevada.
Oh,
and she's constantly being berated about being a hooker by John Hawkes' character.
Yeah.
Is it John Hawkes? Yeah. And there is a backstory to it that I don't think plays out nearly as much in the movie, that John Hawkes' mom was a hooker. His character's mom was a hooker, and he hated her because he hates his mom.
Yeah.
And she
there's no lore behind that's given to us why he hates hookers.
I kept waiting for that because I read that in the trivia, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, a little parallel with
I hate hookers.
And her character is
they're the worst.
And her character is a sex worker in Paris, Texas, and also in this.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of like a 1-to-1.
It's just like it's like a popcorn thriller.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like, it's not super heavy lifting, although it sounds like it was for Tyler.
It was. as a shame that I have to admit that.
The whole time he was just like,
What? Wait, what? What now?
And then like,
oh my God. What?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's hella funny.
Pretty much.
But like, it's not like a reveal of catastrophical nature, like something like The Sixth Sense when you watch it the first time.
Yeah, it's light lifting.
You know? And
it is kind of like, oh, okay, she got away. Oh, good for him. He's not going to get killed. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
We're saving this guy's life. He did kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Kind of do want him to be at least away for it. Well, I guess they don't. They're just not killing him.
They're sending him to a state hospital, state prison.
Yeah, exactly.
Back when a state hospital, back when they existed.
Back when they called it the loony bin.
Yeah, the loony bin.
Can you imagine like being in a room like that, late night court, and it's just like a small conference room and
debating on whether or not they should kill you?
I say it's midnight. we're gathered here. The prisoner's he's been moved from this prison to do this, and they're all there talking about it. Like, no, he should live. No, he should die. And they're like, there's never a realization. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, really.
I mean, he was like 24 hours away. What do we? What?
Yeah, why do we do this?
Why don't we just? Is it worth it?
I know.
Are there resources?
Let's just let him go.
Just let him go.
Why don't we just exile him? How about that?
Exile him.
Just banish him to an island somewhere.
Yeah, just like Napoleon Bonaparte.
Exactly.
Okay, I have some responses. I asked for everyone's opinion on Twitter about
everyone on Twitter.
Everyone.
God.
At Elon Musk says, "I'm a huge fucking loser." I mean, sorry.
I'm Dark Mega.
Okay, so first off, we got Stu from Stu World Order says, great final line in the movie from the killer taking out the last victim. Definitely a scary movie with some good acting. That's the whores don't get another chance.
Whores don't get a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
At DW Lumberg from Nostalgia Cast says, I think it's great atmospheric first time watch because you can't see any of the surprises coming. Some are genuinely shocking, but on a second watch, I found it incredibly hollow. There's no meat on the bone after you know the big twist, and some choices really don't hold water. At Contrarian Prime, as Julio from the Contrarian says, the Goodfellas / Say Anything crossover that we deserved. I like it when Ray Liotta shows up and shit.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's not a good fella. He's a bad fella.
Never again. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
Carlo from the Movie Loot says, I liked it until the twist. It might have some cleverness to it, but it kind of is one of those where everything they did before is valid because, well, the twist. And to be fair, I haven't seen it since it came out, so who knows? Joe Bridges, our old pal, says, great movie, knocked down a bit by about 1 to 2 minutes of goofiness when they over-explain what's happened instead of letting it stay a bit abstracted.
Mm-hmm.
That was the second to the last movie that I watched in a theater with my college girlfriend. I don't know why I remember that in detail. I don't know either. I Seen It Pod says, a perfectly serviceable mid-level thriller starring a great ensemble of people. It had enough mystery to keep you engaged, but not smart enough to challenge the brain too much. 3 out of 5 stars. Eddie from NYC says, I liked it well enough. And Ivana Knapp says, love, love, love it, with a heart emoji.
Ivana Knapp or Ivana Knapp?
Ivana Knapp.
Ivana Knapp.
I don't know if that's a real name, but it's KNAPP.
Ivana Knapp.
Probably.
It's like good to play on words.
Yes.
I wonder if the Orange Grove thing is like the whole orange idea of like orange symbolizing you're about to die. She goes to an orange grove.
Oh.
And then she dies.
Oh, interesting.
What's the correlation between oranges and death?
It's a movie thing.
Yeah.
Is
you know, movies. It's like
Godfather. Godfather, whenever the orange falls off the table.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean anything when I say that.
Yeah. You were here for that. Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
I forgot you were here for that.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, when he drops the oranges in part 2.
Yeah.
He drops oranges. There's also an orange falls off the table when someone dies.
And he dies. And he dies holding an orange.
He dies in the little orange orchard they have.
Doesn't he die holding an orange?
Something like that.
Oh.
He's like,
for some reason,
he's playing with the grandkids.
Dropping the oranges symbolizes death, according to Francis Ford Coppola. I don't know if it was started by him, but
I know it's been in other movies since. And in Breaking Bad, when Ted gets paralyzed or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Paralyzes himself.
You think that he's dead. At least I thought he's dead because he falls and hits his head on the table and then a bunch of oranges fall over.
Oh, I thought it was just a bowl of fruit.
Yeah, it's specifically oranges.
With an orange.
Yeah.
I got to look for that next time watching a movie.
So I wonder if the Orange Grove, because that's the whole thing. I want to go to Orange Grove, and then she gets pitchforked.
Maybe she wanted to die.
It's just another thing to think about because it's all happening in his brain, but the movie portrays it as if like the personalities in his brain
are living a whole life.
Are like have their own lives in his brain.
It could be.
And then why is the kid like that?
You don't think kids are capable of killing?
It's not that capable. Of course they are. But why is he?
Why that one
doing it?
Because no one expects the butterfly. It was the butterfly. I tell you, butterfly.
It was a butterfly effect, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of like, why the kid? Why is the kid doing it? He's just a demented kid.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, he's a psycho kid.
Psycho kid. killer.
Yeah.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
What did they say right there in the Talking Heads song?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
It's in Spanish, I think.
Spanish.
Yeah.
It's French. It's got to be French.
I don't know. It could be French.
Anybody, our listeners who are Talking Heads fans, I like the Talking Heads, but I don't know what they say in that song. Psycho Killer.
I think I could quick Google.
Yeah, look it up.
We're not doing anything.
Yeah, no.
Psycho Killer.
Unfortunately, that's kind of how I feel about the movies. Like once you get into that, it's like
it looks French.
What does it say?
It's a Psycho Killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
We have to copy that into Google Translate.
What is this?
What is this?
Psycho Killer. What
French.
is this?
Psycho Killer. What is this? Fa fa fa. Fa fa fa.
That's as disappointing as when I heard the English version of Du Hast one time.
You hate.
You hate. You hate.
They made an English version?
Mm-hmm. It was released on the original album, self-titled album.
Oh, God.
You hate me to say I will not obey. Yeah, it was like really disappointing.
It's not as cool.
No, it's not. Yeah, I got not much else to say. James Mangold glowed up since then.
Yeah,
glued up.
I thought the beginning of the movie was really creative shot wise.
How so?
Just with the neon signs and the rain.
It looked good. Yeah,
Some brutal kills.
Yeah.
The baseball and I don't know how does the kid
that seemed really out of place.
How does the kid have that much strength?
It's all in his mind.
I know, but still canonically, could the kid do that? And also,
can a kid do that?
And another thing, just logistically, physically, the boyfriend who has the girlfriend and is they just got married.
Yeah,
when she's in the bathroom,
Clea Duvall's character.
He just goes, "What are you doing here?" To this kid, as if he's annoyed by the kid. And he's been annoyed by the kid the whole time.
Wouldn't you be?
And then the prisoner, who's an insane person. I know he's tied to a pole, but I feel like he's got his legs free. I think he can fight off the kid with his legs. How's the kid that powerful? How is he that strong? Even to get a bat
and impale it
down his gullet, his throat. And then I know what's in his head. All the bodies disappear, and the bat is left behind.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's in his brain, so I guess it just can happen.
It all can happen.
He can just make
it's
it
like Nightmare on Elm Street. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
I
just don't
disappear.
To me, the one thing, the only thing that bothered me about it, the only thing, is that bat should have gone the other way.
Oh,
you're not
narrow way.
You're not gonna put the fat in the mouth. It's
Yeah.
like putting a funnel in fat side first.
Yeah.
You got to put the skinny side in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, you guys want to wrap this thing up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's give some grades. Tyler, what's your grade for Identity 2003?
Probably a C minus.
C minus.
Yeah, I mean, it drew me in the initially, and then it kind of lost me with the whole multiple personalities thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what kept my attention was the performances. The movie looked good. A little bit too rainy. That was
Too rainy.
I don't know, man. Too much rain. Do you really have to have all that rain?
Yeah, it was just constantly raining, and it got a little distracting.
Don't watch 7. Don't watch 7.
I have seen 7.
Don't watch that movie.
I enjoyed that
Too
movie.
much rain.
I enjoyed that movie quite a bit. Not at the end.
Too much rain.
Not at the end.
It wasn't raining at the end of this movie either.
Oh, that's true.
Don't play Death Stranding. Don't do that.
Don't.
I
say
love
Stranding.
Death Stranding.
No.
It's
Too
all
much
rain
rain.
in that.
Too much rain.
I
Don't watch Rain Man. Too much rain, man.
That's a whole different.
Don't listen to Raining Blood.
There's a whole man made out of rain.
Don't listen to Raining Blood by Slayer.
Well, yeah, that movie. That
Don't play
song.
Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
Sean.
Don't listen to Purple Rain.
John.
A lot of music related rain things.
Yeah. C minus.
But yeah, C minus. I mean, it was. It was okay.
You know what? That's a valid argument.
It was just okay.
Joseph, what are you going to give Identity?
I think I'm gonna give it an A minus.
A minus. Ooh,
A
nice.
minus?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
it's a solid, fun thriller movie. I think, and it's even knowing where it goes. It didn't bother me. It didn't take away anything. I still had fun watching each person one by one get taken out, and I didn't remember everything about it. I don't even remember the last time I watched it years ago. But it's I remember it has stuck with me. Yeah, this movie, and its setting mainly in the motel. Yeah, it's an enjoyable, just like kind of light lifting thriller mystery movie.
Very nice.
And it's worth a watch, especially during a rainy day.
Yeah. A-. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to give this a B+. B+. Yeah. Fun, engaging, good acting, kind of keeps you guessing throughout the whole thing. You know, nothing that is like knocked down, dragged out. You know, you got to tell everybody to watch this movie. But it doesn't matter. You know, Tyler wants more mid movies, then he gets one and he hates it. I think
I never said I hated it.
It's not mid enough.
It's not mid enough. Yeah.
It's too good.
It's too good.
It's too good to be mid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was perfectly delightful, and it would be a fun rainy day movie. You got to have movies that you put on when it rains. The Batman. It's not raining throughout the whole movie, but it's a lot of rain. And
I forgot.
It's very dark.
It was
Thursday,
October
31st. I know.
Yep. I watched The Batman on Thursday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I chose not to watch it because it was 3 hours, and I wanted to keep that premium for like spooky fun, not just depressing Batman.
Yeah.
Plus, I watched it like a month ago. But yeah, like Seven's a good one. The Batman's a pretty good one. Trying to think like what other like rainy wet movies there are.
The Lighthouse.
The Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's a good one. But now Identity it's pretty near the top of my like rainy day movies.
Movies with a lot of rain. Shawshank Redemption, that one scene.
Just the one scene. Yeah.
Just the one scene.
So anyways, yeah, B+ for me. C- from Tyler, B+ for me, and A- from Joseph.
How many booms does that get?
Give it like 2 booms.
We bring the boom! We bring the boom!
There we go. Yeah. Thanks, Rizzler. Appreciate that, buddy. Okay, cool. So now Identity is off the wheel. It's good time to go to the Wheel of Destiny.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right. Identity is off the wheel. Now let's see if I have a replacement. We've got Dallas. We've got the Stanford Prison Experiment. Ferngully from Mackenzie. Very Long Engagement. I think it's about time for Angry Otter to have a slot on the wheel. Yeah.
He's still watching in the chat, Angry Otter.
I don't think he is, but I'm just gonna put his name on the wheel.
No movie assigned.
No movie assigned right now. If it lands on there, we'll ask him, and it'll be a mystery movie for next week.
Tell us a movie.
Okay. Okay, cool. So we're going to give this a spin. Let me recap the wheel here. We have Lars and the Real Girl from listener Chris. Selection from Angry Otter, yet to be determined. Falling in Love Like in Movies from Pete. Broadcast News from Pete. Broadcast News from Tyler. Cyrus from Tyler. Paul Blart Mall Cop. The Hunt with Mads Mikkelsen from Joseph. And that's it.
Wait, why is there 2 broadcast news?
I decided to give mine. I want to watch broadcast news also, so I'm trying to hurry it up.
So why? So you took over Tyler's?
I added Tyler's to my slot.
What was there before? Tyler's.
It was always broadcast news.
You added broadcast news.
Yeah, that's also my pick.
Oh, okay.
So I'm donating my slot to Tyler because his slots are cursed.
Yeah, they are.
All right. So we're gonna give this a spin. This is gonna be what we watch
won't be any different tonight.
Next week.
What's it gonna be?
Let's see. Hey!
Which one is it?
You want to call it broadcast news?
Hold on.
Or Cyrus.
Tyler, you pick.
Okay, let's
Just
do broadcast news.
Broadcast news. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Broadcast news. Why this movie, Tyler?
You
see a TikTok about it or something?
No, I have not seen a TikTok about broadcast news. I heard it was.
I saw it on the news.
I've heard that it's a really good movie that starts out as a comedy but ends up becoming serious.
Albert Brooks.
1987, written and directed by James L. Brooks from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Starring William Hurt, Albert Brooks, and Holly Hunter.
Yeah, so I mean...
And Joan Cusack.
Yeah, there's...
John can't be nearby.
Too far
by.
It's just... it's been regarded as a good movie from the 80s, so I figured why not
Jack
take
Nicholson
a
is
little dip
in
in the broadcast news.
Cool. And this is streaming on Stars only.
Oh, thanks a lot.
You have to rent it on Amazon Prime for $3.59.
Perfect. That's exactly how much I had to rent Identity for.
Oh, Heather says my favorite rainy day movie, Blade Runner, or Blade Runner with the correct number of ends.
She's put Blade Runner with 3 ends.
I want the Blade Runner with 5 ends.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. All right.
Blade Runners.
You ready to do this next week, Tyler?
Yes.
Are you?
I'm
ready.
Are you ready, kids?
When was the last time you hosted?
Like months ago.
Months ago.
He
killed Paris, Texas,
a random person
Texas
with
Falls.
a crossbow just to test
Tiptoes.
out the crossbow.
Were you? No, you weren't Grizzly Man.
No.
Do the Right Thing.
Hey, man.
Notting
What's up
Hill.
with that crossbow?
American History.
Yeah.
American History X.
Yeah.
Was yours, right?
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of September.
Yeah. Months.
Wow.
It's been 2 months.
Yeah.
Good to be back in the hosting position.
Me and P can't make it.
I'm on the streets. I'm a tough guy. Don't mess with me. I'm going to shoot you.
But we won't be able to make it the following weekend. Not next weekend, but the next 2 weekends afterwards.
Yeah, we have some work to do. Me and Joseph.
What do you guys got to do?
This movie we've been talking about.
What movie?
The short.
This movie that we're making.
Yeah, we're working on together. Huh. It's Joseph's a DP.
We're not. I mean, we're helping them.
Yeah,
someone else is making it.
Yeah, it's called Mother Wound.
I think sounds like a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It's actually really, really fun.
It's a lot of fun, and we get paid a ton too.
Ton of money.
Yeah,
you guys are getting paid.
We get paid in appreciation.
Oh,
and
well, you can't. I mean, that's the highest value in currency in our society.
Yeah, that too.
Nice.
And then we'll have. I'll be able to.
So not next week, but the weekend following.
No, we're gonna record next week, right?
Okay. You're recording next weekend, but
the weekend
of the 15th and
like 2 weeks from today,
the weekend of the 16th and the 23rd, there will be no recording.
So this will be our last. Next week will be our last episode for like in 3 weeks
until November 30th.
Yeah,
which would be that's the next Saturday.
Thanksgiving episode.
Thanksgiving weekend. The weekend after
our most delicious holiday.
That's right.
Sure.
Anything else, fellas?
That's it.
Okay. So thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That is Javier, Heather, Michael, Steven, and Chris. And if you want to support us on the Patreon, you can do so at patreon.com/middleclassfilmclass, or you can just go to the YouTube channel, watch us there, share with a friend. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And right now, where are we at? Do you know where we're at, Joseph? Let's see here. 770.
Oh, nice.
770.
Getting there.
Almost 777.
Nice.
And if you watch us on there, you support us, you're giving us views on the YouTube channel. That's its own way of support without having any financial compensation whatsoever. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anything else, fellas?
That's it.
No.
All right. Until next time. Thank you for joining us. For Ryan, our special guest, for bringing identity to the show. Follow us next week as we watch broadcast news from Tyler. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail with your thoughts at 209-283-1716.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC, on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
All right. Once again, thank you everybody for joining us in the chat. Thanks, Heather, for always being here for us. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya.
How do you feel? I'm dying. Oh, okay.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later.
See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.